Today I'm going to be telling you about my favourite blushes. You will see a little bit of a trend here because most of them do tend to be like, you know, just a pretty pink kind of shade. There's nothing crazy here, nothing kind of vivid, nothing that just is, I don't know, there's just nothing crazy here. But I'm just going to get straight into this. I'm going to begin with just telling you about my two favourite blushing brushes. Does that make sense? I don't know. But this one, which also doubles up as being my favourite contour brush, this I got on AliExpress. It's like one of these flat top, like angled brushes. It's super, super fluffy. This works really well for contour because you can really get it in to the contour zone, but it also works really well as blush because you can just kind of pat it wherever you want it, and I really like using it for both. So this kind of brush is one of my favorites for blush, and my second favorite is good old Real Techniques. This is super affordable, does the job perfectly. It is in desperate need of a wash. I've never washed this. Never. I can't be the only one that doesn't wash powder brushes. Just like, you know, with foundation brushes, you know I need to wash this because it's unusable now because, you know, it's all clumped together. Whereas with powder brushes, I mean, I never wash my hairbrush. So, you know, do I really need to wash powder brushes? I don't know. Really like wide bushy brush bit. So professional at giving these wonderful descriptions. But anyway, yeah, you just kind of pat it on it. Brilliant. I would really recommend this as being a really great drugstore option. The AliExpress one is just a super affordable one. My favourite blush of all time is kind of what I'm wearing today. And I've only put a tiny bit of highlighter like right up here on my temples because I wanted you to see the blush and it not be, you know, kind of interfered with by any highlight. But this is by Max Factor. It's one of the Creme Puff blushes, and it's in the shade Nude Mauve. As you can see, it just gives you a really natural finish. It's not kind of overly pink, and at the same time it's not too not there, you know. Do you know what I mean? It's there, but it looks very natural. I think it just gives you a little kiss of, boo, Anwen, we're going to make your cheeks just look a little bit better today, like, so they're not just so cheek-like. We're going to add a little swoosh on of something. So I really like this. The formula is super, super soft. I do have a little bit of a sheen to them as well. It's nothing intense, but it's there. I don't know if you can kind of just see on my cheek. And the formula of these is just amazing. It's super kind of soft and finely milled. It actually reminds me a lot of the Hourglass ambient light powders. It just feels really high quality, relatively inexpensive. I believe in America Max Factor is CoverGirl, which is just why. I don't know why. Again, do they insist on like having different names and different brands for different countries? Do they not think that we're all makeup lovers? Like, we all love makeup, so just call things the same thing. Don't confuse us. You have a number of other shades, so if this one isn't floating your boat, they do have other options. I think there are 6 in total. You can see this one has had a really hard life. It's lost its lid, and it's just, you know, you can tell it's well loved. This is what it should look like in its original form, just in case you're looking for them and you want a better idea of how they may look. This is the little pot it comes in, and then like this is the one in the shade Lovely Pink. One isn't quite as pigmented, but I would definitely recommend you go and check out those blushes because I just think the formula is very good for the price. Okay, so the next one is one that I recently did a first impression of. It's the Pro Glow Purr by Freedom Makeup, which is part of Tan Beauty. This one is actually very similar to my Nude Mauve. They both actually look extremely similar on the cheeks. Both of them just give you that very kind of natural flush of colour, and they both have, you know, kind of the kind of browny pinky elements to them. I'll just do a little swatcheroo so you can see what it looks like. I'll do it there. So again, it's also got a sheen. Let me just swatch this again. I'll just do another swatch over my previous one. See what I mean? They do look very similar indeed. This one does look rather intimidating in the pan, but if you just kind of mix your brush in there and then apply it, I promise you it won't be too much. That this will be really good for fair skin because it's not very kind of pigmented. You have to like really build it up to get like a lot of colour, which I like because I don't want a blush that's going to be like super pigmented. Just take your eye off the ball for 1 minute and you're in clown zone. So if you've got fair skin, I'd recommend this. If you've got more of a medium skin tone, I don't know if you're going to like this, just because I think it may just be a bit too subtle for you possibly. But the formula is really nice, inexpensive again, and I have been wearing this a lot since I tested it. Two blushes are both by Rimmel, and these are the Lasting Finish Soft Colour blushes. I have the shade, this one is Soft Pink, which I believe is a dupe for Balm's Frat Boy blush. It's just a really kind of pretty pink shade, and it does have a little bit of, it just has a little bit of, I don't know, again it's got a little bit of sheen. It's not swatched very nicely there, but it is actually a really pretty just flush of pink. So I would recommend this one. And the second one I've got, which again I love, is in the shade, that was a bit of a disaster. Look, I dug my nail in, can you see? And it's gone all over my pants. Anyway, so this one is in the shade Santa Rose, and the formula of these is so soft. They just feel so lovely. I'll just do a little swatcheroo there. They are a bit more powdery and they swatch a bit more like, they don't swatch as well. Let me just swatch here so you can actually see. There we go. So they are a little bit more patchy than the Max Factor ones. But I do definitely recommend these. Overall, the formula's nice and they're inexpensive. So check these ones out. This one, I would just say it's a nice kind of like corally shade. So if you're a fan of coral, then maybe have a look into this one. It's probably, other than my Creme Puff blush, which I've had for years, and it's an old time favourite. This is like a newer favourite, and look what happened. One of my friends as well, Rachel, also picked this up and hers broke in the pink area. There's a problem with this area because her pink blushy bit broke too, which is very disappointing. I just love this. It's super soft. Look at that. Look at that right there on my finger. This has a, let me just swatch it. I don't want it to break, so I'm keeping it very safe over there. This one has a lot of kind of sheen to it, and it almost is like a, I'd say this would probably fit the criteria of being a blush topper, just because, oh, I just love it. I just love it. If you're a fan of like pretty pink with a sheen, like a sheen, then you're definitely going to love this. I might just put a little bit on. Why not? Let's just put a little bit on and I shall show you. Because, you know, what have we got to lose? Nothing. We've got nothing to lose. Can you see that sheen it's just given me there? And on the other cheek as well. Can you see? I just think this is really pretty. Do you know what? I'm going to just announce these are probably my favourites. Also, just to let you know, in this palette, the highlight shade is absolutely beautiful too. I'll put a little bit on. Look, there it is on my finger, and let's just apply a little bit there. Just mixed together, these two are just beautiful. Can you see that? I'm going to put some on there. Don't want to leave the other cheek out. Okay, can you see? Beautiful. So I have done a review purely on this palette. It's called the Light and Glow by I Heart Makeup. Definitely give this a go if you're a fan of like pretty pink and then sheen. This palette has it all. I love it. So just for a really affordable blush, these Makeup Revolution singles are actually really, really good. Do a little swatch so you can see. See what I mean? And these are, I think, £2. £2, and I know it's a bit annoying when they're like in singles like this, because I mean I prefer to kind of not have like little single didgeridoos just everywhere. But if you want like a really good blush but a really affordable one, don't kind of turn your nose up at these Makeup Revolution ones because they're actually really, really good. And okay, so on to more high end, I have this one. These are, I'm going to tell you about my two favourite high end blushes. This is by NARS, and I know it looks very like wham bam. Wham bam is how it looks in the pan. Really hot pink, vibrant, bright shade. However, if you use the lightest of all the light hands like ever, then you can get a really pretty, and it's quite unnatural. Like, it doesn't necessarily look like the most natural flush of pink, but if you use a super light hand, you can get a really pretty kind of pink going on. Looks really intimidating in the pan, and it's one that I don't use all that often, but I feel like, you know, when it's the depths of winter and it's freezing cold out, and if you have like quite a natural makeup and then you just put some of this just on your cheeks, it can look really like, you know, you've just been in Aspen and you've been ice skating. Well, not ice skating, you've been skiing in Aspen with all your dogs there, and you've just come into a log cabin and the fire's on, but your cheeks are like really flushed and looking really pretty and pink. That's the kind of look you get from this. So I do like it, but it is a little bit much, and I'm always a little bit afraid of it, to be honest. But I can't knock it. It is a great one. The next one is by MAC, and this is their Mineralized Blush, and it's in the shade Just a Wisp. This one is just one of my all-time favourites. Look, when you've got too many swatches going on. Can you see that there on my arm? It just is it's a very cool toned pink. I want to do another swatch because I'm just not happy that you're seeing it properly. Let's do it here. Okay, can you see that? Really kind of cool toned pink that actually looks kind of silvery. This could be used as a highlighter. It could be used just as a blush or a blush topper if you want an extra bit of like woohoo. I don't know what that is, but you know what I mean. Like when you want an extra, you just want an extra bit of extra on your cheeks. This is really good for, I think, fair skin. I think if you've got olive skin, a more of a medium skin tone, even on deeper skin. I mean, I don't know. I think it could look great on everybody. And on my fair skin, it actually shows up, it makes an appearance, and it just looks brilliant. It's got that kind of wet look to it. It's not kind of, you know, chunky or glittery. It's just a really soft and smooth and just easy to apply formula. So I definitely recommend these mineralized blushes. Just if you want to spend a little bit more money and treat yourself, then why not? I mean, I feel like I'm treating myself when I'm buying any makeup. Even like, you know, I don't know, a £1 lipstick from, I don't know where I'm buying a £1 lipstick, but I know where. From, I don't know. But even when I buy any makeup for me is a treat, let's put it that way. So I really do love this one. It's beautiful. So that one is Just a Wisp by MAC. They're my favourite blushes. I hope that you found this useful, and I know that a lot of them probably look kind of the same. I'm a huge fan of blushes that have a bit of sheen to them, blushes that are pretty pink. I also do love coral blushes, but I don't really have that many. Please let me know in the comments below what your favourite blushes are. I would really love to know if you've got any recommendations for me. I'm always wanting to hear them. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat. If you have Snapchat, I'm on there, and I do lots of like little mini makeup reviews. Don't worry if you don't want to add me, that's fine. I will not take it personally, but if you do, then you can. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with more. Bye.